Hey everyone, it's Orange. Welcome to another Guild Wars video. I'm going to explain why I picked the teams that I did for each round, then I'm going to play the footage for you guys along with some music. At the end of the video, I'm also going to do a little Guild Wars update and talk about the monsters that I've been using a lot of and having good success with. I'm also going to talk about monsters and team compositions that I haven't been having success with and that I've kind of stopped using. So stay tuned for that at the end of the video, but first let's talk about these teams. For the first round, I have been loving using my Amesity Copper Ganymede team, especially against Kamoon, Chisoon, Theomars teams, which these days they are very popular in Guild Wars, and the reason I love my team so much against that matchup is because it's almost a guaranteed win for me. The chances I have of losing are very, very slim. What's going to happen is Amesity is going to boost up Copper. Copper is going to kill Chisoon before she can do anything. After that, it's a little bit of a question of speed, whether my Ganymede's going to move or whether they're going to move. The Kamoon and Theo are going to be the only two monsters left. They do have a speed leader, but this month my Ganymede is built pretty fast. I forgot his exact speed. I'm going to link you guys my June rune video in the description if you want to check out my builds and stats on my monsters. So I think Ganymede's around 220 speed, so sometimes he does move before the enemies, and he can either reset Copper or reset Theo. I will go for the Theomars reset if I can, but if I can't, I'll reset Copper. Then Copper's gonna go ahead and kill Theomars. Even if Copper's defense broken, he will have enough damage to kill Theo and ignore his defense. After that, it's just a matter of time until I finish up Kamoon and when I get a crit on him with my Copper. So yeah, and I'm gonna have resets on him, so I will just pretty much clean it up at that point. I have a very high chance of winning that first round. For the second round, we have another very popular Guild Wars defense, Sierra, Orion, plus a fire threat. Perna, Laika, Rakan, those are common ones that I've seen. I've also seen Theomars, so I've encountered this team for a while. Originally, I was fighting it with Theomars, Chisoon, Vilajul, everyone on a will set. But I didn't have great success with that team because I didn't have a shield set, so I bumped up the level of security. Kamoon has a shield set now, all three of my monsters have will, and the goal is to let the enemy team take the first turn, and then hopefully I'm going to come back on the second turn and eliminate Sierra immediately or as quickly as possible. That's going to be my goal, just to get rid of one of their threats, and she's one of the easier ones to kill. My Kamoon has good damage on him. I built him with a 90% crit rate, so he will help me quite a bit there. I have ran into some issues when we talk about speeds for my team and the enemy team. It might be a better idea for me to run Theomars in the leader slot just to make sure that they move before I do. I've seen some Orions that don't harmless prank on the first turn and they go for the AoE defense break into my will shield set, and when that happens, if the Sierra has a will set, if I end up moving before her, I'm hitting into her will set and I can't kill her as quickly as I would like to. So if she gets a lot of violent procs, a lot of bombs, a lot of stuns, if Orion moves a lot and gets a lot of stuns on me, if Perna's healing a bunch, if I can't get that unrecoverable on Sierra with my Kamoon, things can get a little bit nasty. So I've been kind of keeping my eye on that situation, but things have been pretty good so far. Nothing like that has really, I haven't seen that happen too often. So again, I'm testing that same team out in the third round there. We have another Sierra Orion Perna team, and I like to use it as much as I can just to figure out what my exact success rate is against teams like that. For the fourth round, I'm going to be using Amesity Copper Bulldozer. I probably would not recommend using this team against that team. We have the popular Kamoon Theomars team, but with Raccoony, I've also seen people run Orions and, as we see above, Chisoons with that team. So, I was trying to play through the turn order in my head, and things get real down and dirty. It's messy, it's scrappy, and it's gonna be a little bit, it's kind of confusing to predict how things will go. Will the Raccoony move first, and will Theomars do stuff? Again, if he defense breaks my copper, I can still pop his passive, so we're gonna see how that goes. It's sort of down to a match of luck. You know, we're both going at each other with a lot of threat, a lot of damage, and we'll see how that goes. For the 5th round, again, I'm going to be using a Messity Copper Ganymede, but we have something new on the other team. It is Ritesh instead of Chisoon. So my odds of winning are no longer very high. They go down a little bit because the Ritesh can possibly survive my Copper's Thunderstrike. And Ritesh can Violent proc, he can defense break me, he can taunt me, things can get kind of bad. So I'm hoping that I'm able to kill him on the first turn. I think I still have good chances to, because he has a speed leader. If he had an HP leader, I probably would avoid coppering a Ritesh with an HP leader, but since the speed leader's there, I'm gonna go ahead and try it out, and hopefully I'm able to kill him. I'm gonna keep working on my rune quality and also my Guild Wars buildings just to get those up, and then I think at some point I probably will be guaranteed to kill him with copper. I'm not quite sure, I haven't done the math on it, so we're gonna see how that goes, and yeah, that's that. And then for the 6th and final round, we have a Sierra Orion team with Iris. And they're gonna get first turn. My Huadam does have a shield set, so my whole team's gonna be on a will shield, and basically I'm just gonna scrap it out again, and we're gonna see how things end up. I think Sierra is probably going to be my first target, because once I get rid of her, I should be able to stabilize and win that, so hopefully I can get rid of her as soon as possible, and the odds of me winning are completely unknown. I don't know. That fight's probably going to take a while, and the longer fights go, the more unpredictable they are. So we'll see how that one goes. I hope you guys enjoy the Guild War. If you do, feel free to leave a like on the video and/or subscribe to my channel.
something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. The audacity, actually, to really think I care that you're mad at me when you took a knife and put it in the back of me. Love like a Shakespeare tragedy, the alchemy of you and me, mixing NAK and catastrophe. You're the OG in apologies. You're out at the end and it's last to me. And now you're out running your mouth, talking your shit so loud. Do yourself a favor, turn it down, please. I'ma let them know what you're about. Tell me, do you like the taste of the medicine that you made? Good a pill, babe, you're to blame. Now you lost your advantage. I'm up to here, yeah, I had it.
Since this is also a Guild Wars update video, I thought I would quickly touch on some of the other monsters I've been using in case I'm not able to make another video for Guild Wars anytime soon, but this one seems like it should go over well, so hopefully you guys will see a new one soon. Okay, Orion's one of the monsters that I do use occasionally. On free rune removal, last month I had him on a slower, tankier build. He wasn't that tanky though, and I didn't have great results with him, so this month I made him as fast as possible, and he's extremely squishy. So when I use him, I have to be careful. I can only bring him to matchups where he's not going to get focused. Orion really can do a lot of damage because he procs a lot. Mine's not on violent, but he does his roll thing. So I generally bring him against teams that aren't going to have any immunity buffs or any sort of cleanses. The popular Kamun, Shasun, Theomar's team is a really good one to bring Orion to. You do have to be a little bit careful though because he can die, but I've had good success with that matchup. I don't bring Orion into Rakans because it's a little bit risky. Orion may not strip Rakan's immunity, and Orion may pile on some of his harmless prank debuffs onto that Rakan, but they're not going to stick because he has the immunity buff. Chandra is another monster that I've been using a little bit. I haven't had amazing results with him, but he's not built extremely well, and he's also missing Devilmon, so I may look at building him, Devilmoning him, and building him a bit better in the future because I do think he's a pretty solid Guild Wars option for me. Velojul I use occasionally, but it's a little bit rare. Well, maybe not so rare, but kind of like Chandra, Orion, Velojul, they are rarer sort of situational picks. I really have to be aware of what I'm doing because there is some risk involved with them, but it depends on the matchup. Let's see, Bulldozer is a monster that I haven't really been able to use, but I still put really good runes on him, so I need to figure out what to do with him on free rune removal. If I'm going to build a team around him, Bulldozer Talc, my guildmate above us was using that team. I'm going to link you guys his YouTube channel down below, check it out. He has really legit Guild War options, teams, and stuff, and he's really knowledgeable at the game too. So Hua is a monster that I also used a little bit because I was watching one of Shredded Puzzles' videos a couple weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago, and he was using Hua, Velojul, plus a wind tank like Ritesh, I have one of those, or Shasun against enemy teams with wind and fire threats. I used Hua a little bit. She's really good because she's a raid Hua, she's tanky, she does damage, which fits really well into the current Guild Wars meta, where having tanky monsters is a good thing, because if you bring, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you bring really squishy damage dealers into fights, usually they don't fare so well, because everything's really tanky, but it also does a lot of damage. So I've used her a little bit, but not too much. And let's see, oh yeah, also Ritesh is another one that I use. I think that's the last monster that I use in Guild Wars. I use him a fair bit because he does a lot of damage. So when I look at fights, I usually always try to bring some sort of damage dealer. And my best 3 damage dealers, top 3, are Theomar's, Ritesh, and Copper. For every single fight, I generally find that you need some damage to win it, so usually I bring those 3, and I always have to bring one, I feel, to all of my rounds, and I do feel like I still need to expand with some more damage dealers. So yeah, small steps. I've definitely made a step in the right direction with getting will and shield runes on my monsters, but as you guys can see, I still have a long way to go. Tons of improvements I can still make to get even stronger.